Welcome to the Cogiscan booth here at IPC Apex. Delighted to be joined by my old friend Francois Monnet. Welcome, Francois.
Thank you, Trevor. Nice to see you.
Yeah, so Cogiscan obviously has been very well known in the industry for their track, trace and control systems. Basically, you can apply these to pretty much anywhere on the production line. Can you tell me some of the more recent developments you've been doing?
Sure. As you know, in the past few years, we've been basically focused on material control and traceability quite a bit. And now we just added a third pillar to that, which is what we call factory intelligence. And it's really some KPI dashboard analytics type of a package. Okay, so we've been collecting data from the shop floor, real-time quality data from the shop floor, including interfaces to the different machines, and we've been using this data for things like tracking in real-time traceability purposes. Now we've expanded the range of the data that we collect from these machines, and we've expanded the applications that we do with that. So the idea now is to report the performance of your equipment in real time, so you know how your factory is running, and if there's any bottlenecks, if you're running out of specification or out of throughput somewhere in the line, and then you can really very quickly graphically see what's going on your shop floor, and then obviously if you see it sooner, then you can address it and put corrective actions in place almost in real time, essentially. So thereby, improving, optimizing OEE.
So that, I mean, this is the big thing that's been driven by this Industry 4.0 and factory automation is to get predictive testing and be able to make corrections on the fly so that you're doing real-time corrections.
Exactly.
Are you able to do some of that?
Exactly, and it's a journey, obviously. So you're starting with real-time data collection. You're starting to real-time display KPI type of things, and then you get into predictive and preventative type of analytics, and this is basically where we're going with this. Yeah.
Yeah. So I see you have a large number of very well-known partners in the industry that you're working with. Can you talk about some of these relationships?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. So our strategy is to become sort of the company that ties everything together, if you'd like. I use the analogy of the Windows of manufacturing software. As you know, there's no strong industry standard today, or actually, I should say, there's multiple industry standards that are available, and not one that's widely used by everybody. So as a result, different equipment vendors and different software vendors have their own proprietary interfaces. So there's actually a room for a company like us that's going to be able to talk all these different languages, and connect everything together. So that is our strategy. As a result, we're working very closely with equipment vendors and software vendors. What we want to understand is what is their roadmap, what interfaces do they want to support, and so we want to ensure that we're going to have solutions that will be supported over the long run and will be able to support all of the Industry 4.0 capabilities that the industry is looking for. Okay, so we don't think that one software company can do it all, but our role is really to be the connectivity company, if you like, in this Industry 4.0 journey, if you like.
Well, some of the larger vendors in this industry have got their own proprietary software, companies like ASM, Panasonic, etc. I noticed that ASM is one of your partners, incidentally, on your list there. Yes. How do you interface with them if they've got their own system? Well,
they do, and a lot of companies do their own software. It's like MES vendors do the same thing, but the problem with an equipment vendor is that typically they will be very good to connect to their own equipment, and then they may have some challenges when they have to connect to their competitors' equipment, right? It's going to be a lot easier for them, a lot harder for them to go and talk to them and say, okay, how do we communicate and share data between our machines? That's where a third party like us, which is a neutral company, talks with everybody, works with everybody, adds this value. So we can be the data provider, the source of data for these systems as they want to expand outside of their own equipment set.
Exactly. So if they're not providing a full line solution of their own equipment, and they're going to a factory where they're having to work with some existing products that are there, then you can act as that interface.
Exactly. That's exactly it. Yeah.
Right. Well, it's interesting to see the continuing development of Cogiscan, Francois, and thank you for giving us the update and joining us today.
Thank you very much, Trevor. Nice play.